We are going to use a geo-referenced image as the basis to digitalize various elements, such as roads, trees, or land use. So, firstly, we add our image, which is a raster layer, which is called photobing20.tiff, to the project. We check that it has the correct projection. For Nicaragua, it is 32616. And now we're going to prepare the layers that we will need to digitalize. Firstly, we need to know which elements we are going to digitalize. In our case, they will be trees in point format, roads in line format, and land use in polygon format. Each of these elements has to have its own layer with its fields. In the case of trees, we will be interested in the type, size, and the digitalization date. In the case of highways, we want to know their type, their width, and their surface material. The land use layer will contain its own use and observations. We start with the tree layer. In the layer menu, we select Create Layer and New Shapefile. In the form, we have to fill in the path and the name of the file. Always look for the specific path, otherwise the file is saved in the Applications Data folders and it's complicated to locate it. For the next step, we confirm the system type coding and select the geometry type. We have already commented that it will be a point. We will keep additional dimensions at none and select the current projection, same as the project, 32616. In the next section, we have to define the characteristics of the elements that interest us. We start with the element, which can be a tree, bush, scrub, etc., and therefore it will have the text data type and its length will be 10 characters maximum. The length is important so that we do not have very long fields. For example, in the case of a field containing thousands of points, which could take up too much memory unnecessarily. Once the characteristics are prepared, we click the Add to Field List button and the new field appears in the list below, where we can find the ID field by default. This is present so that layers without fields are not created. If we are not interested, we select them in the list and by clicking the Remove Field button, we delete it. The next field will be size, which can be, for example, large, medium, or small, and that is why it will also be text data with a length of 10. Lastly, we are interested in the digitization data, whose format is date, and the length of 10 allows us to use the format of 10-19-2020. We accept, and in the layer panel, our new layer appears with its point symbol. We open its attribute table and we can verify that it is empty. In the properties, we can change its color to green so it can be seen more clearly on the map. We zoom in on the map to our area of interest. Select the layer in the Layers panel and activate the edit by clicking the pencil button. Two icons to the right, we find an Add Point Feature button. We activate this tool and look for the location of a tree. We click on its position and the form of its attributes appears. We fill in its identification number ID, which we can also skip, as these fields are not mandatory. We describe the item as a large tree. In the Date row, we can display a calendar where with a click we select the digitalization date and accept. The tree layer point appears on the map. We continue to create 2 more points with different characteristics. With the Vertex tool, we select a point and we can move it to another position and back. In the event that we want to move more points at the same time, we will use the Select Features tool and select the elements that we want to move. We make sure with the right click on the icon bars that we have Advanced Digitalizing toolbar activated. Then we activate the Move Feature tool, and with one click we unpin the elements from their position, and with another click we place them in their new position that is being displayed in red. The characteristics of the elements can be modified in the attribute table. And once we finish digitalizing or editing, we save changes with the floppy icon.